Hey, what's up creators? It's Anthony here, and in today's video, we're gonna share with you our top 10 tips for scripting and storyboarding videos that will sell your services or your clients like crazy. Now, we hear it all the time. I know what I want my video to look like, but I have no idea what to say in the messaging to use to actually earn people's attention and get them interested in what I have to offer them. Now, if you make it through this entire video, I guarantee you will never ask that question again. And just a quick note, throughout the course of this video, you'll hear us reference something called Videos That Sell. That's a program that has since been renamed to One Day Script. So just keep that in mind when you hear that. But without any further ado, let's dive into our top 10 tips.
Tip number one is to only produce what are called value videos. Now, a huge mistake that we see most entrepreneurs make is they believe they need to advertise like huge billion-dollar companies, so they start creating brand videos, aka feel-good videos. Massive nationwide companies use brand videos to promote an image, brand, presence in order to turn their company into a household name. However, big brands have all sorts of reasons for the way they market that have absolutely nothing to do with getting a client or making a sale. For example, big corporations' agenda for their marketing probably looks something like this. Number one, make their board of directors and stockholders who know zilch, nada, nothing about marketing feel good. Number two, win awards at advertising conventions. Number three, make themselves look successful on Wall Street so people think their stock is worth investing in. Number four, build brand identity. And last, and very much least here, hopefully sell something in the process. Now, unless you've got some bottomless treasure chest full of advertising money, your agenda for marketing probably looks a little like this. Sell something now. The pros of brand videos are that they make the viewer feel good and establish a positive emotional connection with your company. They can also make your company appear legitimate. And hey, nothing is better than spending $50,000 on a video that makes people like you, right?
Honey, can we go out to dinner this week?
No, it's mac and cheese again. We still have to pay off that brand video we got. I realized a long time ago that entrepreneurs and filmmakers believe they should model what they see from huge corporations, thinking if the biggest companies in the world advertise this way, it'll probably work for me. Unfortunately, this is a misconception, and the truth is, producing brand videos is the fastest way to lose your marketing money and become an advertising victim. The weaknesses of brand videos are substantial. First, they oftentimes do not demonstrate what makes the offer you're promoting a unique and valuable solution for your ideal client. Sometimes they don't even mention your offer at all, which is a great marketing strategy. Second, they often have no direct call to action telling the viewer what the next step to take in your marketing and sales process actually is. And third, brand videos are typically not profitable when you spend money to distribute them. You could spend millions of dollars distributing your video across Facebook, Google, YouTube, television, only to make a couple $1,000s in tracked sales. So, instead of brand videos, when you use the Videos That Sell model, we focus on producing value videos, or as we like to call them, the most powerful type of video that sells in the universe. The primary reason value videos are the most powerful type of video advertisement that exists is that you offer value to the viewer in order to earn their attention first, action second. When your marketing agenda is to sell something and do so right now, a value video is literally the most powerful type of video you can produce for your offer for a variety of reasons. Number one is it targets a very specific ideal client, and it doesn't aim to please every single person who watches this particular video. Instead, we focus on narrowing down the audience and only appealing to a narrow group of people, the viewers, who are most likely to take that next step in the marketing and sales process. Number two, it uses powerful attention getters and hooks in the first 5 seconds of your video ad that are immediately recognized as important and valuable to the viewer, hence the name value video, and gets them to watch and consume the remainder of your video ad. Third, the content of the video is actually valuable to the viewer. So by watching your advertisement, the viewer is being educated on the specific reasons why your offer would be able to help them overcome a challenge in their life or achieve a desire or dream that they have in their life. And by being entertaining, educational, inspiring, funny, even fun, you're turning the process or the experience of watching your video ad into a positive emotional experience for the viewer, which is its own form of value. Now, number 4 is the video ads that we're producing are all direct response, which means we make a crystal clear offer and have a very specific call to action compelling the viewer to take that next step in our marketing and sales process. And some example call to actions would be to click the link below this video to download a free report, or hey, pick up the phone and call us now to schedule a free consultation, or simply to buy right now, right here on this page, or I might just cry myself to sleep tonight. Fifth, it has a means of tracking and measuring the response so that the results of your value video in marketing campaign can be tweaked, iterated, and improved over time. Now, most people think of direct response videos as infomercials. And technically, it's a little shocking here, infomercials have far more selling power and are way more profitable than brand videos. But infomercials are notorious for having negative side effects, such as making your company and your offers look a bit tacky or sleazy or salesy. The good news is, when you approach creating value videos with the videos that sell model, we focus on combining the power of emotional storytelling through beautiful visuals and compelling direct response advertising that's effective when we go to advertise, which creates the perfect marriage and bond between sales effectiveness and artistic storytelling, creative beauty.
All right, tip number 2. Know that your clients don't care about you, your company, or your offer. So many commercial filmmakers make an expensive assumption. It's believing that clients care about you, your company, or your offer. Now, even if you, your company, or your offer are the best thing since the invention of sliced bread, at the end of the day, your client doesn't care about you. All they care about is their transformation and their results. Remember, your commercial's first objective is to earn your ideal client's attention, and the easiest way to fail at that objective is to start talking about yourself, your company, or your offer before connecting with the viewer and what they want in their life. Here is a harsh truth that I always remind myself when I'm writing a script for myself or a client. The audience is not sitting around hoping, wishing, or praying to see my video ad. When they first see it, it will most likely be an unwelcome pest. So instead, when using the videos that sell model, we focus on opening each ad with an attention getter your target audience will immediately recognize as valuable to them. For example, instead of opening an ad by saying, "We have been in the pest control business since 1872, we might use a problem question to connect with our audience, and instead say, "Do you have a pest problem? Unwanted guest in your house, eating away at your peace of mind." This problem question is an extremely powerful attention-getting concept because before we talk about ourselves, we immediately connect with the challenge our audience recognizes as important. So if they have an unwelcome guest in their home, we've now connected with them and can introduce our company and offer as the ultimate solution to that challenge that they're facing. Now, inside Videos That Sell, we share over 30 proven attention-getting concepts that your target audience will immediately recognize as valuable so that you earn their attention in the first few seconds of the commercial. Each of these 30 proven attention getters are always about the client. The only exception to the don't talk about yourself rule, which I will include here, is if you're producing your ad for an audience that already knows about you, your company, and your offer, and they're already sold on buying it, but they just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. In that instance, all you really have to do is open with your offer and a reason why the viewer should invest now to basically remind them. Tip number 3 is to understand just how important video length is at converting viewers into buyers. There is a lot of hype in the commercial filmmaking world today around what the ideal length of a video ad should be. Some marketers argue 10 seconds, others say 2 minutes, and some recommend 20 minutes. What we've learned from profitably investing over $2.5 million distributing different length value videos across dozens of channels and markets is that there is no universal video length that always works best. We were, however, able to identify a universal answer to the question, what is the ideal length of a video ad? The ideal length of your video ad is the length that generates the best results. I know it's probably not the answer you were hoping for, but when we look at different markets, different offers, price points, and videos used to effectively sell in different scenarios, this is the only answer that is always accurate. A great analogy Paul typically makes compares commercials to in-person sales meetings. You wouldn't limit the amount of words or time you have to explain the value of your offer to an interested prospect, would you? The answer is no, you wouldn't. If it means talking for an additional minute or two to make the sale, you would always continue talking. The same applies to video advertisements. The longer you give yourself to demonstrate the value your offer can bring to the viewer's life, the more logically and emotionally certain your viewer will become, increasing the likelihood of them choosing to invest. Now, we're not advocating that you should only shoot 10-minute commercials here. We're recommending that you take the time to think through all the value your offer can bring to your clients, all the skepticism your market will have when they first hear about your offer, and what you will need to say and show your viewer to raise their certainty level. Another pro tip, when you shoot longer content, you can cut the video into multiple shorter hooks to get more people interested in watching the full longer video.
Now, tip number 4 is another extremely important one, and it's actually a 2-part tip. So part 1 is to make sure your commercial has a distribution plan, and part 2 is to produce a video so that it aligns with that particular distribution platform and doesn't look, smell, taste, and feel like an ad. A lot of commercial filmmakers forget to ask a crucial question, which is, how do you plan on using this commercial? If the business owner looks at you and kind of tilts their head like a confused golden retriever, my friend, we've got a problem here. Are you going to use this particular one on your website in a pay-per-click campaign? Are we going to run it as a commercial on local television channels? There are so many different options, and the answer to this question of what distribution channel will influence the way the commercial is designed, the messaging of it, even the aspect ratio of it, and what kind of equipment we use to shoot the commercial. For instance, if they plan on putting it on their website and hoping that it just organically starts getting results and producing clients, we might have a problem if their website gets no viewers. But of course, if their website is extremely popular with thousands of monthly visitors, the video very well could succeed. But if it doesn't have that, it will fail to reach enough people to become a profitable video asset. If you want to put it on their website and run pay-per-click ads to a specific page through Google Ads, now, at that point, we might be cooking with grease here, because we might have a recipe for success. The main takeaway here is that a value video needs viewers, because value videos can't produce results and create clients if nobody sees them. Whether it's a Facebook ad campaign or a business that has tons of subscribers on YouTube that we can release the video and have an organic audience see it and turn into clients, the key understanding here is you need a reliable influx of viewers who are genuinely interested in the offer that you're promoting. Now, each distribution medium comes with its own set of best practices, protocols, and restrictions. Website commercials, for example, have very few restrictions. But if we start getting into other platforms like Facebook advertising, we start to run into plenty of things to consider. For instance, Facebook will analyze and look through the content of your video to see if it aligns with their advertising policies. If it doesn't, say bye-bye to that commercial because it won't run at all and may even get your business's ad account completely disabled. For instance, if you're advertising for a gym, don't even think about including before and after pictures because that will get your ad account and video banned. It's crazy. It seems like a great idea, but they will deny it every time. If you want to use the commercial on Instagram, the same advertising policies exist. And on top of that, I would highly suggest having the commercial in a square format, since that format has proven time and time again to generate the best results on the Instagram platform because it's a very visual platform. On top of all of this, each distribution method will come with its own combination of general audience psychographics. What I mean by this is the people viewing your value video could be drastically different in their age, beliefs, and desires, depending on where you're distributing this video. If it's on Instagram, Google, or LinkedIn, they all have different audiences that use the platform for different reasons, and what they're consuming on that platform matters. So Facebook is a great example of a platform that pretty much everyone uses, from your grandma sharing links to articles that make pretty much no sense to maybe your cousin who is sharing their results from a Candy Crush game or some other online game. I don't really know anything about those, right? Instagram, on the other hand, although growing, is still a much younger psychographic. So if you're producing a commercial that will be distributed on Instagram, we want to tailor it to have a message that speaks to a target market most likely to respond on the Instagram platform. Younger and very visually appealing, because that's what Instagram is all about, and that's what they will respond best to in a commercial. This now logically leads us to the second portion of this tip, which is to make sure your video aligns with the distribution medium and ensure it doesn't immediately come off as raising its hand and saying, "Hi, I'm just another annoying little advertisement here." By this point in time, human beings, basically in this digital world, we have a filter, okay? We can smell an ad from millions of miles away, and when that happens, you're dead in the water. As what's gonna happen is that if they see it on Instagram, they see it on Facebook, LinkedIn, even on television, they might swipe right, they might click next to the channel without a second of hesitation. This is why it's so important to ensure that your ad genuinely earns their attention in some way, shape, or form or another, without immediately showing its hand that it's an advertisement. One of the 100 reasons why value videos are so powerful is because we're actually offering value to viewers. We are educating them. We are entertaining them through our content. This process earns their trust and hooks them into our content. So many of the hundreds of thousands of advertisements we get exposed to in a year just immediately come off as asking and wanting for money, and people's default response is to ignore these ads. On top of using our messaging to avoid coming off like an advertisement, we can also film our value video to avoid looking like a commercial on this platform. The main idea behind this is to match the style of content typically found on the distribution platform. Study the platforms to see what are viewers watching currently, what do they like to see, and try to emulate that style with your value videos. As much fun as it may be to film with a Red camera or Arri Alexa, sometimes it will genuinely hurt you to do so, because the only content on these platforms that have that level of quality, they are actually being created by big businesses, and that will lead the viewer to swipe and move on to the next video, because it's going to put it in a category in their mind of, this is a commercial, this is an advertisement, so I'm going to swipe next on this one. Think about it like this. I can probably pretty accurately guess that you've never once in your life opened up a bag of popcorn, sat down on the couch, and turned on your TV, hoping to spend a quality afternoon watching commercials. The only exception to that would be watching Super Bowl commercials, especially those Dorito ones. The last part of this tip is a golden rule that you really should try to never break, and that rule is to never ever start your commercial or value video with a logo reveal. This defeats the purpose of everything we just talked about here. Wanting to show off a logo is tied to ego and will do nothing but scare away potential viewers. Save that for the end of your commercial.
Coming in hot at tip number 5 is the video quality triangle. Know it, love it, and worship it. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when you're trying to produce a video that sells is obsessing over video image quality, or in other words, the quality of the visuals we are shooting in the video. Let's face it, human beings want to look great. As creators, we want to make videos that also look great. But have you ever wondered why we care so much about how our videos look? The reason is really quite simple. It's because when we look amazing, we feel amazing. Looking good is an ego booster, and as a creator, it's easy to tie our ego to how great our videos look. But video image quality is only one of the 3 forms of quality we should be focusing on when producing value videos. With the videos that sell model, we always prioritize creating content with the video quality triangle in mind. The 3 points of the video quality triangle are messaging, audio, and visuals. Messaging is the first and most important point of the video quality triangle. Without a powerful message, a commercial will fall flat 100% of the time. How transformational your win-win offer is, the subject and content you are displaying in the commercial, and the script you use are all factors that impact the power of your value video's message. There is a ton that goes into writing irresistible messaging, and we'll touch on those tips shortly, but remember that message should always be your number 1 priority. The second point in the video quality triangle is audio quality. If your message is dialed in and your visuals are stunning, but the audio is terrible and almost impossible to hear without captions at the bottom of the screen, then your commercial will flat out piss people off and they'll never watch your content again. Ensure that your audio complements your messaging in every way possible. I don't just mean making sure you use a nice microphone when you record a talking subject. I mean using songs that further push the overall theme or feeling you want to convey in your video. Use sound effects that further emphasize the concepts you're talking about in your ad. According to a study by Neurosite, which analyzed over 150 ads to identify which ones were most powerful at influencing long-term memory, they found that music in TV ads becomes more memorable when it drives the action of the ad, or in other words, fits the theme perfectly. So whenever possible, use sound, whether through music or sound effects, to amplify your core message. Then finally, once you have the messaging and audio quality where you want them, focus your efforts on the third point of the video quality triangle, which is visual quality, which is the perfect introduction to tip number 6. Use visuals to amplify the core message of your value video. The trend we see with a lot of filmmakers is that they rely on visuals as the core component of their commercials, simply because as creators, that's what our expertise is. Instead, what needs to be true is messaging at the core of your commercial and using visuals to promote and amplify that messaging. What makes video the most powerful marketing medium in the world is that you can increase your viewers' logical and emotional certainty that your offer is the solution for them with visuals instead of just words. Think of it like this. Video is our tool as commercial marketers to display and explain things that would be impossible to do with just words alone. Imagine a travel agency advertising a trip to Iceland. They could send you an email outlining how beautiful the trip is, that you would see tons of awesome waterfalls, and that it would be a life-changing experience. Or they could hit you with a value video literally showcasing the ridiculous waterfalls, mountains, volcanoes, and showcasing people having the absolute time of their lives. Without the core commercial messaging outlining all there is to enjoy in Iceland and how the trip could be the life-changing experience that you've been looking for, the visuals alone would just be another pretty travel video. This is a relatively straightforward and obvious example, But the same logic applies to all video advertisements. Always approach shooting so that you accomplish something with the visuals that you wouldn't have been able to do with just words alone. Humans are innately visual beings. We like to see things because they become more tangible and believable. So take advantage of your ability to capture and share visuals to really boost your advertising efforts. Inside of Videos That Sell, we outline tons of specific creative solutions to use video to your advantage and amplify your commercial messaging in ways you can't with just words alone.
Alrighty, tip number 7 is to follow the Videos That Sell proven workflow, which begins with identifying exactly who your ideal clients are by doing what we call an ideal client immersion. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that you can make when trying to produce a video that sells is trying to please everyone. When you try to appeal to everyone, you appeal to no one because your messaging becomes general, fluffy, and a bit weak here. To make sure that your value videos strike a nerve with our audience, make their heart beat faster, and actually earn their attention, we developed a method called the Ideal Client and Target Market Immersion. It's the first activity our clients have to complete before writing a video that sells, because if we want our commercial to sell like crazy, we have to realize it has little to do with the total number of views that your commercial will stack up, but rather the number of people that you can resonate with and increase their level of certainty to a point where they are ready to invest in your offer right now. Imagine me, for example, a guy in his mid-20s watching a commercial for an anti-aging skin cream for women over 50. I don't care how freaking amazing this commercial or product is, there's a 0% chance I'd buy after watching this for myself. This is obviously an extreme example here, but the general rule of thumb is that less than 3% of a specific population is actually armed and ready to buy a specific product or service at any one point in time. You, as the marketing expert, as the commercial filmmaker, needs to understand not just who these people are, but how to speak to them in a way that powerfully resonates with them. And a commercial message targeting the wrong audience is nothing more than white static noise that in most cases will frustrate whoever is unfortunate enough to watch it. Here's a more specific example. For example, let's say that you're hired by a really big gym and you ask them what their goal is hiring you to produce commercial content. They say that they want to make more money. Wrong. That's too broad at this point. We have to keep digging a little deeper. They say they want to get more memberships to their gym. Wrong again, still a bit too vague. There are so many different aspects to growing a gym and memberships, different types of people that have completely different interests, desires, and goals when going to the gym. For example, you have young guys who want to build muscle and look ripped. You have older women who want to lose weight, look more lean, and hold on to their vitality and youthfulness. You have older gentlemen who are trying to lower their risk of heart disease. We have young girls who are training to be the best field hockey superstar, and so on. If you shoot a commercial aiming to please all of these people, you'll get very little results or fail entirely no matter how beautiful the commercial is. So, we need to dig deeper and know, yes, your gym, they want more members, great, but what specifically do they want members for? Perhaps they tell you it's group classes like Zumba, or let's just say it's a spinning class where you're cycling. Okay, now that we understand it's cycling, you do your job as a marketer and research and find out who is it that goes to cycling classes. And from doing some research, you identify that 80% of group class attendees are women between 35 to 55 for cycling. Now we're talking. This is an audience we can absolutely directly speak to, communicate with, and resonate with 1,000 times stronger than if we tried to speak to everyone who may want to come to a gym and subscribe for some reason or another. We can speak directly to the pain points, the frustrations. We can talk about what it's like to not have time, because you have parenting and all the other things that perhaps 35 to 55-year-old women are struggling with on a daily basis, and how spin class can be a very positive investment for them if they use it the right way. Okay. On top of that, the people featured that we use as our subjects in the commercial will all be women between 35 to 55 years old. This is called self-image identification. People want to see people like them in the commercial or using your product or service, demonstrating that it helps them get the results that they're actually after. Okay? The specific offer and call to action at the end of the commercial will speak directly to this demographic and thus increase its overall power. Hopefully, you can see how incredibly powerful this is, and at the end of the day, you'll create more job opportunities for yourself because now you'll have the chance to shoot a commercial for their cycling class, targeting middle-aged women, another commercial for their CrossFit classes, specifically targeting younger, more active audience. You'll have a personal training commercial targeting older individuals looking to prevent health issues from worsening perhaps, and on we go. You will end up creating more opportunities for yourself as a content creator, and in a great way, you will create better results for your clients by specifically defining who the ideal client is and what offer you will make for each video. This makes the return on investment skyrocket through the ceiling, my friends, from every value video. And whenever we're doing this, the highest return on investment we always get is when we've taken the time to think through who is the ideal client, who is the target market, and we immerse ourselves in their understanding, in their life, so we could write a day in their diary, which then makes producing effective messaging much easier to tailor it to the 3% that are ready to invest right now.
Tip number 8 is to make sure your value video has a crystal clear win-win offer, and to know the 3 most powerful offer types we leverage to get results. This is another one of those things that a lot of commercials lack entirely or take a swing at, but completely whiff due to some common misconceptions. Without an effective win-win offer, your advertisement will be confusing. Viewers won't know exactly why they should invest in your offer, and they also won't be able to logically justify the price of the investment. The solution here is to simply ensure your value video makes it crystal clear as to why investing in the product or service is worth more than the money that they would have to part with for that investment. Now, how do you determine the best way to position your offer so that in the eyes of the ideal client, it's impossible to turn down? Inside of Videos That Sell, we have a tested, proven, and scientific approach which we call the win-win offer immersion. There's a ton we could go over right now to outline this, and I won't take hours of your time to discuss every point in immense detail. But I will leave you with one of the most powerful ways you can start thinking about your product or service and start developing the offer that will resonate with viewers like crazy. First, recognize that all offers have one job, which is to help the client bridge a gap that exists in their life or business. As we mentioned earlier in this video, it's all about the results, the transformation that you can offer to your viewer. It's not about the specific features and intricacies of your product or service that will earn the certainty of potential clients required to invest. Think again about a gym. Yeah, having tons of beautiful and new equipment and great personal trainers will help attract new members, but that's not what they're really after. New members want that life-changing transformation that a gym can give them. They want to lose 30 pounds and start themselves on a path to bettering their health and wellness. So in your commercial, yeah, you can mention the square footage, the new equipment, and the credentials of the exercise physiologist. But you need to outline that they are all there to make this gym the ultimate solution for the viewers to reach their health goals. So once you understand what the transformation you're offering is, you have to determine what it costs your client not to invest in your offer. It might sound weird, but this is absolutely one of the most powerful ways you can start thinking about your product or service. Think about a heart surgeon who charges $90,000 to perform emergency heart surgery. Yeah, that's a crazy amount of money, but what is the cost of a person not investing in this offer? In this case, it's death. So do you think people turn down that offer a lot? The answer is no. People don't even hesitate to invest when the cost of not investing is so high. In this case, the offer is so powerful that even if people have no ability to pay the $90,000, they'll find ways to finance things and go into crazy amounts of debt because the cost of not investing is so high. Again, this example is on a very crazy spectrum, but as a commercial marketer, you need to understand the results and transformation of your offer and what it costs potential clients to not invest. Last example that will be more applicable to your work as a commercial marketer. I saw a really awesome advertisement recently for a company selling this solution you can spray on GoPro cameras so that water droplets won't stick to the lens and ruin the shot. They barely touched upon the actual chemical makeup of the solution and why the components of their formula were so high quality. What they did outline was one simple point. They said, water drops on your lens can ruin some of the best memories that you capture with your GoPro. And as they said this, they showed some awesome GoPro shots that were absolutely ruined by the presence of water drops on the lens. This is the cost of not investing in their product. You're leaving the door open for your best GoPro shots and your awesome memories to be completely ruined by water droplets. Can you justify spending $40 to save yourself the pain and frustration of water droplets ruining your best GoPro shots? I don't know about you, but I absolutely can. That's why I bought the product. By outlining this in your value videos, viewers will find themselves more than willing to spend the money and invest with your product or service because you fully justified how and why your offer is worth that price. Inside of Videos That Sell, we share our scientific step-by-step approach to formulating a powerful win-win offer that will help sell your product or service like crazy. Now, once you have your win-win offer, you need to know the 3 offer types a business can use to generate sales opportunities with potential clients. Remember, we aren't just shooting feel-good brand videos, we're shooting value videos. And if we're justifying a $10,000 to $100,000 price tag on our video work, we need to ensure they actually generate much more than that in return. We ensure our videos have the ability to generate results by making one of these 3 specific offer types. The first is lead generation. These offers are designed to entice a prospect to raise their hand and identify themselves as having an interest in a certain subject. This is the gateway step to so many different forms of successful advertising. Lead generation videos typically offer free value in some form or another, which earns the attention and trust of viewers, and in return, we open the door to communication down the road by obtaining their info, whether it's email or phone number. The second offer type is a consultation. As opposed to lead generation, which opens the door for future communication, consultation offers represent a potential client walking through that figurative door, sitting down and asking to learn more about a specific product or service. Consultations can be performed in person, over the phone, or online and represent an extremely powerful opportunity to raise a lead's interest level enough to earn their investment. The final offer type is direct purchase. These offers are designed specifically to raise a viewer's certainty level enough to take out their money and buy right after watching the video. Logically speaking, you can see how each offer type can lead into the next. A lead generation offer gets prospects information so that you can target them with another video that plays upon their newly increased interest level so that you can ask for a consult or get them to directly buy after watching a second video. As commercial marketers, you can leverage this to help justify the need to create multiple commercial assets for businesses to fully complete their video marketing arsenal and create what we call a video lifecycle experience, where each video increases the certainty level of prospects more and more, bringing them closer to investment. If you produce a video advertising a product or service that doesn't feature one of these offers, you'll find out pretty quickly that it's not going to produce an ROI, no matter how well you outline the results and benefits of the product. Next up, at tip number 9, you have to develop an irresistible message that speaks directly to your ideal client and target market, helping them understand just how important your win-win offer is. We want to do this in the single most powerful fashion so we resonate with our audience on the deepest of levels and generate the best results with our video ad. Some commercials lack powerful messaging altogether, and those who do include some form of direct messaging approach the solution in a way that doesn't fully resonate with viewers in the strongest form possible. I'm sure you've probably experienced something like this at a certain point in your life. It happens to me all the time when I sit down and have to edit a video. I have all of this footage and there are technically an infinite infinite number of ways I could edit the content together, but which way is the best way? As with most things in life, there really is one way I could edit everything together that would be better than all the other ways. The single most powerful combination of clips possible. But how do I uncover this one perfect solution, or at least how do I get as close to it as possible? I used to always find this to be the case with developing the messaging I wanted to use in my commercials as well. As you can imagine, there are millions of different approaches we could take, but we want to get as close as possible to the messaging that will yield the best results. How do we do this in our first try though? The answer to this problem comes after you ask yourself some very specific questions. Questions like, what does the ideal client think about the problem you're aiming to solve for them? How aware are they of the problem's existence in the first place? If they are aware of the problem, how much do they know about the potential solutions? Say you want to lose those last 30 pounds. There are tons of potential solutions. You could go with meal plans, personal trainers, health clubs, dietitians, and so on. If it's something like this where there are hundreds of potential solutions out on the market, you need to take that into consideration when developing your powerful message. How do you differentiate your product or service from the competition and position it as the best option available? What's the most powerful approach to appealing to your ideal clients? How do we script our messaging so that when viewers watch our value video, they clearly understand the logic of our win-win offer? These are only some of the questions you need to ask yourself to determine exactly what message will pierce your ideal client's bone marrow and truly resonate with them. Inside of Videos That Sell, we have the resources which outline all of the important questions you need to ask yourself about your ideal client and target market, which will help you script out your messaging in the most powerful approach possible, saving yourself countless hours of working on scripts that may be attacking the problems from the wrong angles. Last up, but one of the most important tips is number 10. Develop a crystal clear understanding of how your value video will generate a return on investment for yourself or your client. Most entrepreneurs and filmmakers only think of return on investment in regards to dollars and cents. Value videos are the most powerful marketing asset when it comes to generating financial return, but that's not the only way. It's one of many forms of return that they can create for a business owner. Allow me to break down the many tangible and intangible returns a well-executed value video can produce for a business owner. The first and typically most important is a financial return. By taking a business owner's most powerful sales presentation and turning it into a video that can deliver this presentation online 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, we have the opportunity to greatly increase the number of qualified sales opportunities on a daily basis, which in turn will make a business owner a lot of money. When properly executed, a value video can generate millions in profit for a company. You can leverage them with outbound marketing, where you post the videos to your social media following or send them via email to prospects to convert clients. Or we can leverage a value video in an inbound marketing campaign where for every $1 we spend distributing it, we generate $2, $3, $10 in profit or even more. This is a value video we produced with a $1,000 camera and a laptop for our flagship offer called Next Level Creators. This one video asset generated 1.5 million in sales in the first year, and it's still going strong. The second type of return a value video can create is new or deeper relationships. Let me ask you this. What is the ROI of your best friend? Someone who appreciates you, makes you feel awesome, and helps you out when you need it. It's valuable, isn't it? If you said no to yourself just now, it probably means you need some new best friends. But back to the main point. Your company needs to constantly be developing new relationships with potential future clients and nurturing existing relationships with clients so that they continue to buy from you again and again. Relationships with clients are the life force of every company, but developing them is an extremely difficult thing to do when you are confined by time and space. If you have to speak to each individual client one-on-one to create a powerful bond, you're putting massive limits on how fast and big you can scale your company. By leveraging video to provide value up front and by not coming off as salesy and just wanting money, value videos help establish businesses as genuinely deserving the trust of its potential clients. These new and deeper relationships your videos are developing while you're sleeping are an incredibly valuable asset, if not the most important asset a business has, period. The third type of return a value video can produce is time savings. There are tons of different activities entrepreneurs need to perform day in and day out that have nothing to do with marketing or sales, including improving the product or service, managing your team, managing finances, lowering expenses, and a dozen other tasks. If an entrepreneur sells their offer over the phone, they may have to have the same repetitive 1-hour conversation over and over again, detailing what their offer is. By automating that conversation and making it as irresistible as possible with a value video, the entrepreneur could save 30 minutes in their sales meeting every time, allowing them to earn more deals in less time. This time savings is huge because not only does it save them time running sales meetings, it actually allows them to earn more for each hour they are in their sales meetings process. Instead of making $100 an hour, they can increase the value of each hour they are in sales meetings to $200 per hour. The fourth return on investment a value video can provide is increasing conversion rates. Video is one of the most powerful tools to quickly revitalize a declining advertising campaign. Our team has learned a lot from spending $2.5 million on paid ads distributing our value videos, and one of the biggest lessons we've learned is that all ad campaigns have a specific lifespan. When they're first launched, they are typically the most profitable because they have a novelty effect to the viewers, and as time goes on, they slowly weaken and sooner or later they die. One of the easiest, smartest, and most profitable things a marketer can do is, instead of creating new ad campaigns every time one begins to die, is to revitalize an existing ad campaign with a new value video, leading people to that previously successful funnel. The fifth return a value video can provide is creating a crystal clear differentiator. So many businesses struggle trying to position themselves as different and therefore better than their competition. Why buy this when there's that, and hey, that one's 5% cheaper? Enough of that. Value videos are extremely powerful at making it crystal clear why an offer is better and more desirable than its competition. This goes a long way in justifying the price of a product or service. No more advertising like a cheap knockoff or a discounted version of something else. Value videos establish their offers as the kings of the market, not the imitators.
And there you have it. Those are our top 10 tips for scripting and storyboarding amazing videos that will sell your services or your clients. Now, after having gone through that entire video, you probably have a much deeper understanding of the concepts behind commercial marketing. The issue though is there's a big difference between understanding something and being able to actually perform, do it, and create something tangible that you can use to market your services or your clients. And this is exactly why we created our program, One Day Script. Everyone inside this program gets access to our proven step-by-step process on writing scripts, basically taking a blank piece of paper and knowing exactly what path to go in to earn the attention and trust of your viewers so they're interested in what you have to offer. When you join our program, you get access to tons of documents, worksheets, and proven templates that walk you through every aspect of the process. Whether you're trying to market your services as a video production company and earn bigger clients that have better rates and will provide you with a better income, or you're a creative entrepreneur who just created a course that wants to start doing Facebook ads, YouTube ads, or you're a local business owner and you want to learn how to reach your target market, speak to them, and help them understand why your services are better than your competition, this program is exactly what you've been looking for. Our process has been proven to work time and time again throughout tons of different industries. And on top of that, the process is actually fun. Most people look at scripting and storyboarding and they think of it as a chore. It's not something they look forward to. They want to get on to the actual shooting process. But when you learn and adopt the one-day script method, you'll sit down with a blank piece of paper and you'll be extremely excited at all of the creative options that you have at your disposal. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, click the link below this video and you'll be brought to a landing page where you can learn a ton more about the program. You'll actually find exactly what you're going to learn throughout each module of the program so you can figure out if this is a good fit for you. Now, I hope it is, and I hope I see you inside the program, but aside from that, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.